back. You are listening to So Much More, a women's health and wellbeing program. We are discussing the concept of blooming where you're planted. And in the studios with me, I've got Christine Parnell, who immigrated to Australia from America, had to face years of homesickness, then came to the understanding that she should have been born in Australia and has since bloomed and done some amazing things with her life. So, Christine, what would you say is your greatest achievement so far?
I would say, with the help of my husband, to have achieved 43 and a bit years of married life, being happy and still loving my husband as much or even more than when we first started out, and raising 3 amazing adult children who make me proud every day. That would have to be my greatest achievement.
43 in years and a bit.
And a bit, yeah. It'll be 44 in July.
That is really, really quite amazing. So that's fantastic. If you could go back in time and talk to your teenage self for just 30 seconds, what would you say?
Well, I'd say probably, things aren't as bad as they look, but go ahead and go to Australia. It's a good place.
And what advice would you give to the women of Australia?
Well, I would say find the best place to plant your garden in and bloom where you planted then. Don't stay in a destructive relationship and try and bloom there. It's not going to happen. But look at your opportunities and do the best that you can, which is again a little bit irrational. Do what you can to make things good for you and be kind to yourself.
If your yearly income became your monthly income, I like asking this question if you haven't noticed, you didn't have to work in order to get that income, what would you do with your life?
I'd probably teach people how to knit.
You also teach people how to sew at the moment, don't you?
Yes, at the moment I'm working at St. Paul's African House as a volunteer, working with women who have an African refugee background, who have moved and emigrated to Australia and moved to Shepparton, and I'm teaching them how to sew with the help of 2 other ladies, and we're having a wonderful time doing that.
Has your experience of immigrating and your changing in life, has that helped with dealing with the African ladies?
I think so, because I understand a little bit about how they feel about having left their home, and even though it was under totally different circumstances, how they would still yearn for their home, and while here is good for them and is a safe place for them, it's not where they came from, and so they yearn. I know they yearn for their home and for the people that they've left behind. I know I miss the people that I left behind, and just familiar sights and sounds and smells. I love going into the pillow shop down near Bunnings, because it smells like an American shop.
Have you found any food that also comes from America that you just go, that smells like America?
Well, not so much smells, but I know that Coles have got A&W root beer.
What are your dreams for the future?
My dreams for the future are to continue to be happy and enjoy my children and my grandchildren. And, I don't sort of dream about going on cruises or, stuff like that. Just to have a productive retirement, I think,
Are you able to be content where you are? Is that the same? Blooming where you're planted is the same as being contented? Would you say that?
Yeah, I think so. Happy and content, but not complacent and not taking things for granted, because things change. That if there's anything that's certain is that things change.
Well, thank you very much for coming in, Christine. It's been a delight to have you today.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Now, for anyone who has any issues with depression or anxiety, you can contact Beyond Blue on 1300 224636, so 1300 224636, or the Lifeline number is 131114, so 13 11 14, and that's for crisis support and suicide prevention. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed our program for today. You can Facebook me on So Much More, Women's Health and Wellbeing, or you can have a look at my YouTube channel, which is So Much, one word, More, another word, so Much More. I now have a Twitter account, and it is So Much More Radio, so Twitter me. You can email me, somuchmoreradio@gmail.com, or send me a text message, 0404 600 856. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope you're having a great new year, and I hope that you bloom wherever you are planted. Produced with the assistance of the Community Broadcasting Foundation Australia.